Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allows you to record and edit your broadcast so it sounds great. And they even distribute your broadcast for you so that it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hello everyone, and here are your FET news for this week. Join host Andrew FRETT every Thursday for FRETT's Education Thoughts, where he discusses his own opinions and thoughts about the topics on Future Educators Talk and what's happening around the world. Follow and subscribe to my own podcast, DAMIAN Talks Education, everywhere you stream your podcast at. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. New episodes of Future Educators Talk drops on Thursdays. So follow and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. Follow Future Educators Talk on social media. You can go to facebook.com/Future Educators Talk and like our page. On Instagram at Future Educators Talk, and on Twitter at Future Ed Talk. So follow our podcast. And follow your host of Future Educators Talk on social media. You can follow me, Damian Anderson, on Instagram at @DamianAnderson, and on Twitter at _Damian Anderson. You can follow Andrew FRETT on Instagram at It's Andrew FRETT, and on Twitter at Darren_FRETT. And you can follow KJ Johnson II on Instagram and Twitter at KJ Johnson II. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Future Educators Talk, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of our video version episodes that we upload. Also, you can now listen to past episodes of our show on YouTube and on all the podcast platforms that we are located on. Now sit back and relax because a new episode of Future Educators Talk is starting now.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Future Educators Talk. I am your co-host, Andrew FRETT.
And I'm Damian Anderson.
And today we have a very special guest that will be joining us onto this episode. He was my former civics teacher at Blount High School. He's also a coach as well at Blount High School. But also he is the co-host of a brand new podcast called Cub Sports Talk. Please welcome to the podcast, the one and only Mr. Haake.
Yes. Hello. Welcome.
Yep, he's connecting his audio. Just a second. So just take some time here. Into audio. Just wait a couple seconds here, a couple minutes here.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Just got the intro out of the way. So welcome to Future Educators Talk, Mr. Haake. Like I said, you is the coach, wrestling coach at the luxurious Blount High School, a coach of CrossFit, also coach football as well at luxurious Blount High School as well. And also, you are a co-host as well of a brand new podcast called Pub Sports Talks. Can you tell us a little bit more about that brand new podcast?
Yeah. Um, Basically, me and three good buddies, kind of like what you guys are doing. We just love sports. We love to have a good time. So we all got together and said, hey, let's make a podcast out of it. And so we're all former athletes. Some of us played at the collegiate level. Some of us stopped in high school, but we all played a lot of different sports. So we give our takes on it. Me being a coach, there's another guy who's a PT on there. And then two other guys have coached before as well. So it's been fun. It's something to kill the time during this crazy time we live in. And it's just been a lot of fun. We've been blessed with a couple of sponsorships and just kind of moving up in the right direction. But it's just fun. We love doing it.
All right. Absolutely. So first and foremost, I want to congratulate you on that broadcast as well. So welcome to the broadcast family. Because during this difficult time, I think many people are creating more podcasts more than ever. So
Absolutely. Exactly. I agree with you on that. So, Mr. Haake, I want to ask you this. Since you are a teacher, what inspired you to become a teacher in the first place? Was there a person that influenced you, or just what that you would like to share with us?
That's a great question. My dad was a teacher, and he was also one of my soccer coaches when I was growing up. And so I loved everything about it. I kind of grew up in that household, and my dream is to coach as a profession. So high school seemed like the right place for me to get my foot in the door. And I love it. I love helping out the younger generations, trying to get them on the right track. And, I teach history, so it's not the most exciting subject, but if you can find a way to relate to the kids, then you're on the right path, I guess, if that makes any sense.
yeah, I as a former student, I'm gonna have to agree on to that as well. It may be boring at times, but there's times where he will turn that lesson into with fun, engaging activity. So I absolutely agree with that as well.
Yeah. So, my next question to you is, what do you think of schools reopening back up? Like, how is that going for you? Is your students back in the classroom or they're virtual? How is it? And what do you think? Should schools be open back up now since we're still in this pandemic?
Yeah, so we're in Bud High School, Franklin County. We're doing Plan C. It's all remote, minus teachers in the building. It's been interesting. It's a lot of more hoops to jump through for teaching. Unfortunately, there's some stuff from the county and from the state that we have to do now, which kind of takes away from some of the effectiveness. But it's all in the right way of thinking. It's the state or county doesn't mean to. It's just different. I'll put it that way. It's interesting. I hate it for the kids. I know, being a kid looking back at it, you want that interaction. You want to go to school. You want to hang out with your friends. And as a teacher, you want to see your students. You want to get engaged. I'm a hands-on guy. That's how I learned, and that's how I teach for the most part, is being actually to physically show somebody. And so it's just different, but I think it's the right call for right now. We'll evaluate in October and see if we can go to Plan B or not, which is half in, half out. It's been interesting. It's been an up and down cycle, but it's what you make of it as a teacher and as a student. If you're putting your best foot forward every day and getting things done, then you're going to make the most of it.
Absolutely. So do you think that the county will transition to Plan B, or do you want to just strictly do Plan C in October?
Yeah, your guess is good as mine on that one. I don't know what they're going to do. I fully support them either way they do it, but I think it's one of those things that if you do it, you're going to have people mad at you. If you don't do it, you're going to have another half people mad at you. There's no right answer, I don't think. So it's, as a sport, as a coach, I think plan B is the only way we get sports fully in swing. But they don't pay me to make the decision, so I don't know.
Right. I also heard that sports is also coming back as well in the fall as well. I don't know if that is 100% true or not, but what is your thoughts about sports opening up, basically coming back to life in the fall?
It's interesting, especially at the high school level. I don't think the first sports are supposed to start till late October. I got pulled up right here. Yeah, late November or early November. And that's like, and every sports has kind of switched seasons. Football's in the spring now, so the fall. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be different. I think if we're in Plan B, we can go full swing with sports. But if we're in Plan C, if we don't expect the kids to show up to school, how can we expect them to show up to a practice? So it's a little interesting.
So here's my next question for you. Since you are a teacher, an educator, why do you think that education is like so very important to teachers and so many people around the world? Why do you think that education is so important now?
Yeah, education, like, do you mean like teaching and education, or do you just mean like education in general?
Just in general.
In general. So the more you know, the better off you're going to be. And some people, it might be math equations, that type of stuff, which is awesome, especially for engineers in that style. Maybe it's just to be educated on how plumbing works, and you can make a lot of money being a really great plumber. Every walk of life, you need education. Even in the coaching realm, your lawn care, your landscapers, teachers, everybody needs education. And if you find something you're passionate about, absorb all that education in. And no matter if it's the people look down on that job, eventually, if you got everything down pat, you have all your education in, you're going to start making some serious money. And plus, you're going to do something you really love and you're passionate about.
Mm-hmm. Something that passionate about. I think that is one thing that me and DAMIAN both are passionate about, is about education. We are future teachers in the making. So that's why, again, we've been saying this since in every episode, is why we created this podcast. Because that 2% is low, and because we want to, share our passion about, us to be teachers. So that is why we created Future Educators, because that is why. So
you guys are doing a great job. I mean, I've taught you for a while, Mr. FRETT, and you've been very passionate about being teaching since I met you, and you're chasing that passion, which is awesome. So
thank you. So moving right along to my question here. So what is the biggest failure that for you in the last year, and why do you think that happened?
That's a good question. Probably I wouldn't say it's a failure. It's a learning opportunity for this whole first 9 weeks of, I can't do things like I used to. I've got to go notes with a brand new way. And so I'm still trying to figure it out on the fly. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to relate content to my kids, even though I can't be there and physically see them, keep them on track and that type of stuff. So it's been different, having to come up with different engaging activities that they can be fully engaged in at home with all the distractions at house. It's distracting for me, and I'm in a classroom by myself. So I know they're distracted with the TV in front of them, or mom or little brother running around. So it's a learning opportunity for me to try to figure out what works and what's not. The way I've used to do things, it's not the right format for this time we live in right now. So I've had to change it up.
Yeah. So this question right here just been on my mind lately, and I ask everyone this question who comes on this podcast. Um, if you could, what is your best tip or advice that you will give to parents or educators or whoever of how can we make this world, especially now, a better place for our students to live in? Because it is just now, we're in a in a difficult time right now. We're still in this pandemic. So how should we make this world a better place for our students to live in? And then also for the students who are possibly on the streets and they have no home, no safe home to go to. So what's your advice to everyone for this here?
That's an amazing question. I would say to be understanding, to be understanding, to be patient, and to try to put yourself in those other people's shoes. Like you said, I mean, there's kids out there who have all the Wi-Fi in the world, and there's kids that they have to drive to McDonald's to get Wi-Fi to get schoolwork done. The pandemic's going on, social injustice going on as well. There's a lot of stuff going on in this world right now, and being a teacher, you have no control of it. Being a student, you have no control over it. Being a parent. And so if everybody's understanding, everybody can be patient, and just honestly, as cheesy as it sounds, spread good vibes, spread some love around, and let's try to make this world a little bit better each and every day. And it takes time. It's not easy, but I think if every day we look to be patient and understanding, we'll get somewhere in life.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I've seen many, especially on social media, where I see a whole lot of parents have to drive their kids to school Wi-Fi, and it's just ridiculous how many of those parents have to drive that far in order to use Wi-Fi. I just wish there were hotspots or Wi-Fi available to those families that don't have Wi-Fi or don't have computers at home, just so that their kids can go virtual learning or virtual school, so to speak.
Yeah, in Franklin County, we're very blessed. We're 1-to-1 in all grade levels, so every kid has a Chromebook. The county's giving out hotspots. Now, how great they work, it's temporary. It's not perfect, but Franklin County has been very generous, and they're very blessed to be able to get that. But I mean, there's some counties that don't have it. There's some students who haven't got a chance to pick up their Chromebooks or haven't got a chance to pick up that hotspot yet. And so we're blessed, but it's not perfect as well. So
it's just a step. It's just a step in the making.
Yeah.
So my next question right here, and you kind of talked about a little earlier. What if you could, especially now, if you could do anything to change our education system, how can we make it better? What would you possibly do? And for us, me and Andrew, for example, it's that 2% of African Black male educators. That's one problem that needs to be fixed. So what about you? What's something that could be changed in our education system?
You guys got me now?
Yeah, we have you now.
Sorry. That's my fault. I actually muted my mic. All right. Great question. I think you hit the nail on the head with the 2%. We absolutely have to get that number up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think eliminating state tests. As a teacher, you feel boxed in to teach to a test instead of teach what's relevant, what's content is actually needed in life. For civics and economics, yeah, it's cool to know your Bill of Rights, but you need to for sure know that First Amendment, especially in a world like today. You have the freedom of speech, you have the freedom of protest. I can't just spend a day on it. We should be able to dive into it. So I think eliminating that and some of the some of the politics with it. You know, everybody's got an agenda, unfortunately, and people who run the education system and the government have very little education background, minus going to an Ivy League school. You know, they've never taught in a classroom. They've never been a principal before. They've never been a superintendent. So I think getting people in there who have real experience, getting away from these state tests, I think we're going to see a lot more interest in education. You'll see a lot more people going to the educational fields and to become teachers because they actually enjoy what they're learning and they want to go and return that favor and bring that joy to other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of our main goals, is try to bring middle schoolers and high schoolers to be interested in the education field, you know, to come along this train, you know. So that's what we're basically doing. So
exactly. And you guys are doing a great job. You know, I've been listening on, and season 1 was great, and I'm excited to see season 2 for you guys.
Thank you.
Yes. Let's see, we have any questions for you. We kind of taught it all. I would say, what's the biggest surprise that you had in the last past months, and why?
Biggest surprise, I think, just the amount of kids who actually miss school. You know, looking back, if you told me as a senior that, hey, you got to wake up at 9 o'clock and your classes are 45 minutes long, get your work done, and life's good, minus missing sports seasons, I've been pretty happy. But most of the kids I teach now, they just miss it. They miss that social interaction. It's something I didn't think about until afterwards they said it. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, you're right. Humans need social interaction, especially being a young teenager. You need that friend. You need to hang out in the hallway. So it's been a surprise, but a pleasant surprise that they miss it, and they're working their tails off at home. It's not perfect circumstances, but I have a lot of kids who are working extremely hard, which has been awesome to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot different than I was in school. It's a lot different in hanging out in the hallways, talking to friends, going to classes each and every day. Now it's just you're at home, and you know you have to log into the computer. You have to, you know, log into Zoom. You have to do all those things, but again, you still can't socialize with your friends like you used to earlier in the year, like a couple of years ago. So it's a lot different. It's a total different environment, a total different vibe, I would say, in a couple of years.
Absolutely.
Well, I believe we went through basically all this question that we have for you. It's just, we discussed earlier that you have a podcast. So are you currently working on any other projects now, probably going to happen into the future that you want to share with all of us?
No current or future projects going on. Just enjoying teaching as much as I can right now, getting ready for football and wrestling season. And every Friday we drop a new episode of Pub Sports Talk, and it's just a good way to get the mind off what's going on in the world for about an hour. And but no, guys, I appreciate you guys having me on. This has been a lot of fun. If you guys need anything else in the future, just hit me up. I'll be glad to talk to you guys.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday afternoon during this Labor Day. If you don't mind, where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me at Parker Haake at Instagram, or you can find our podcast at Pub Sports Talk on Instagram. We're also on Spotify and Anchor and Apple Podcasts as well. And then Twitter, Parker Haake as well, or Coach Haake on Twitter, I think. But yeah, feel free to hit me up, follow me, and I'll follow you back.
All right. The one and only Coach Haake. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you guys. You guys be blessed.
You do the same.
All right. So that was Coach Hackey on the Future Educators Talk. Of course, it was a little bit a short episode here. I do apologize for that, but it was a little short episode. Um, I'm gonna let Damian share of his thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's great having him on. One of your former teachers is just, and the questions that we had asked him and what he responded back, it was great. It was great. He really loves teaching. He cares about the students during this difficult time that you guys were still are in, and it's just you see you guys. Te- this teachers care about their students. They really do.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it it was great having him on, discuss with him, and of course we will have him back on perhaps as well. Maybe for him to whatever topic that we discussed to hear his thoughts from it as well. So I thank you um, for him to come on to our podcast. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't think of a better teacher that I haven't, I haven't thought of a better teacher that actually cares about their students. You know, I like teachers that really cares about their students. They want to see them grow. They really want them to succeed in life, and that's what a teacher does. That's what teachers do. Not only just to teach, but also to help them grow.
Yes.
I and I hope I do the same as well. Once we become teachers as well, I hope we do the same. Um, like I said again, it's important to have that the relationship with the students, um, as well as that classroom management as well. Um, they don't run the classroom, you run the classroom. Um,
That's right. That's that.
so
Yeah, that's right. Having that connection, and
mhm.
I believe in a couple more episodes, I'm going to reintroduce back that topic of building relationships with your students and how teachers can do it in this global pandemic now, because you guys, it is so very important to have that connection with your students. It is because, like I mentioned that episode, if you don't have a relationship with that particular student, you and that student, it's not going to be a smooth. It's not going to be a straight line. It's going to be very bumpy because
Yes.
that student doesn't have that connection with you. So they're going to do whatever they can to get on your nerves. Trust me. So I believe building relationships with your students is the key. So uh,
Yeah. So I do want to add something to just something on my mind as well. Just like I said in the episode with problems that we see now, everybody has a different book. Everybody has a different story. And you know, everybody has a different story book to tell. And it may be in different chapters, but again, you have to find a way to find that connection. I think we said it before in season one, how I didn't know, or actually, yeah, you didn't know, and we had that connection. We had the same issue, except it was yours happened earlier,
mhm.
and mine happened like a couple months before. So, and that's why we have a great connection. That's why our personalities are kind of alike.
Exactly.
So, and that is why. we work really well with each other because we know what we have been through. We know the same goal that we are trying to reach. It may be bumpy at times, but at the end of the day, we still gonna go through it. We still want to be a future teacher. There's nothing else that we want to be except is to be a future teacher. We may be teaching at a different grade level, but again, once we become a teacher, that's our goal. That is our dream. Um, like what Mr. Hackey said, you have to find something that you are passionate about and go for it.
And I was just about to, yes, I was just about to mention that I know there are people around the world who go to their jobs and they are miserable because they are not passionate about what they do. Don't do something. Look, you guys, I'm not trying to preach here, but don't do something that you are not so passionate about, you don't like it. Find something that interests you. Don't do something that other people want you to do because it's your life, not theirs.
Come on.
If you want to be a doctor, go
for it.
Go for it.
Don't let nobody stop you. Okay. Like we said in the previous episode, don't try to tear us away. Okay. Don't say bad things about it because at the end of the day, once we become teachers, look our way down. Okay. So what teachers don't get paid enough? So what? We are here for the kids. We're here for the students. We don't care about the money. We don't.
No. Guys, honestly, I really don't. I don't care about the money. That can just sit aside for me. The only thing that me and Angie we care about are the students. Once they walk into our classroom and once they leave, that is all we care about is the students.
That's right. So don't let nobody turn you away from your goal or your dream.
No.
If you're passionate about something, go for it. So.
Exactly. So I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the episode. You guys can see if you're watching this on YouTube or even listening that KJ is not here with us. But he will be back, you guys, trust us, in the next couple of episodes. So he is just taking some time off for himself. He needs a break from all the things that he is currently working on. So that is an example right there, you guys, of taking care of your mental health, of yourself. You guys, I'm just saying, once in a while, you just have to take a break from it all. You can't just have so many things into your mind to where you cannot concentrate yourself anymore, because it will literally kill you. It will mess you up. Trust me, you guys. I've been through it, some experience. So I'm glad that he's taking some time off for himself. So y'all just think about it.
And that's why I'm taking my vacation in October, because I feel like I need a break from this podcast. I feel like I need to, go in vacation mode. Don't have to worry about work. Don't have to worry about the podcast. All I need to worry about is myself, enjoy myself on vacation, and don't worry about anything at the moment. Because once I return, of course, that stress is going to come back. Of course, everything's going to come back. But once I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation mode. Okay, I'm on vacation mode. I think I told somebody or whoever. I think I said to myself, nobody text me, nobody call me. no Facebook, message me, none of that. I'm on vacation mode. Once I'm on vacation mode, I'm on vacation mode. Leave me alone for the next 4 days. Once I get back, I have to, of course, I got some catching up to do, but I will be on vacation mode in October. So looking forward to that as well.
Yes, 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 yes. And then here's a big announcement from me today, you guys. I am deciding next season, in season 5, that I am going to take 10 episodes out. Take me a break, because in season 5 there will be 20 episodes. So I'm going to take 10 episodes out from myself, because you guys, I am always working. I am working on this podcast right here, on my other podcast, DAMIAN Talks Education. I have lots of things that I am working on. I got an Instagram series at home with Damian Anderson that is coming back very soon. I'm a college student. I could go on and on. So I'm constantly busy, and I don't take the time for myself, literally, you guys. I just don't. I always like to work, 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 work. And people know that. And they say to me, Damian, why don't you just relax, take some time off? I can't, because I gotta keep myself busy. So, announcement from me, next season, I'm taking 10 episodes out.
I even told Amy, I was like, you need to take a step back, because you got a whole lot on your plate, and I don't want you to go overload yourself. I don't want you to go crazy, well, not crazy, but I don't want you to go all over the place.
Yeah.
Because you got so many things going on. And, I try to tell him.
Yeah, yes, you guys. He has been trying to tell me over and over and over again. But
get back. You got a whole lot on your plate. Take a step back. He won't listen to me. He won't. I was like, well, because my final answer would be like, okay. Yeah. That would be the end of the conversation. Okay.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yes, you guys. So, you guys, your mental health is so very important. So, that's why.
And I was worried about your mental health. I was worried. And, and plus your story, I was like, okay, he needs to take care of his mental self, because he has a whole lot of stuff on his plate. He needs to take a step back, or otherwise his mental health is not going to go where it needs to go. I don't want him to be depressed. I don't want him to be sad or anything. I just want him to be happy and just spend time with himself.
Exactly.
That is it.
Exactly. And I'm not trying to, you guys, go back to the place that I was last year at the end of 2019. So that is why I'm doing this, because if I don't, literally, you guys, I'm going to be in that same boat again, to where I'm not contacting anyone. I'm in my room in the dark, don't want to be bothered by anyone. And then no one's not going to hear from me, probably from days. And then the next thing you know, it's over. So that's why, you guys, I'm just take a break. You guys, it is okay to take a break. Yes. From time to time. Some people don't believe that, but it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why in this season, I think right now, this will be episode 6, if I do believe. Now, I wasn't supposed to return until episode 9? Either 9 or episode 9.
Yeah, with Mr. Morrison, correct.
Right. So plans has changed. Um, which I'm going ahead and fully announce this right now since you already made your big announcement. Um, Due to the schedule change, because before I was not supposed to be in this episode, but due to the schedule change, I will be. Let me see if I can find it here. Nope, that is season 5, which I will be doing full time. So that means I have a whole lot on my plate for next season because you're going to be out
Yes.
for 10 episodes. So I got a lot to do for that season.
Yeah.
But for season 4, there is a slight change. So I'll be here from episode 6 to 10, and then I will be out from episode 11 through 14. That is the change, and I'll be back for the final 5 episodes, including the season 4 finale. So, due to the schedule change. Also, we were supposed to record with Miss Hopkins as well earlier today, but that has been rescheduled till next week. Which is kind of funny because that episode that we did with Miss Hopkins released 1 year ago on the day that we are recording that episode was 1 year ago, when we published that episode
Wow.
during season. So
Wow.
yes, yeah. So it's kind of like a kind of like a deja vu moment for next week because we record and also we released it. I think the next day or 2 days after that. So it's gonna be like a deja vu moment.
Yeah. Yes. So you guys, this season we have so many guests coming on. We brought back on my sister, which that was an incredible interview right there. You guys need to check that out. Trust me, check it out. Also, we're bringing back Miss Hopkins back on from season 1. So we are trying to from our season 1. Yes.
Too. We got some new ones coming in.
Yes.
Like Mr. Robert Henry III, Mr. Brian Keith Harris, Mr. Charles Williams. Also, Coach Darnell is coming back.
You guys know that.
If you have not watched or listened to the special episode with Coach Darnell, where he was like, "You want to change in education, Damian?"
Yeah.
There you go.
So
there's your answer.
You guys need to check that out if you haven't already. And then also the other episodes that we have done with him, because there are like so many that we have done, because we every time he comes on, he speaks real. And I always say that. It is. From the very first beginning that he came on, he really, for both of us, just like wow us. So,
and I believe you didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing at all. You didn't say nothing at all.
No,
during that special episode.
Yeah, and he asked me that this is the first time I ever heard Damian being quiet before, because you guys, you just need to listen and don't talk. That's all. You just need to listen to what he is saying and just absorb all of it in.
All the information. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So, great episode here. We did some announcements. Oh, and another thing. If you guys have not checked out our math virtual learning session that we have been doing, you guys need to check it out. It is currently, we got day 1 and day 2 up on our YouTube channel right now. So you guys check it out. If you have students who are struggling with math, who are in the 6th and 8th grade, they need to join us when we do this. On Zoom here, we have a specific link that they can come join us. It will be every Monday and Fridays at 7 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Yeah, it's today's Monday. Today's Monday.
Yes, Labor Day. Yes. Want to add something to that as well. Today will be actually week 2. So we will be entering our second week of this math virtual lesson. So we got. I might as well go ahead and say this. Went to Walmart the other day trying to get a whiteboard and some markers. Turned to find out they don't have any whiteboards. So, yeah. So, I practically gave up at the moment. Practically give up at that because I wanted to do to show some examples as well, like you did on a whiteboard. But since they don't have any whiteboards, I just threw that idea out the window. So hopefully pretty soon they get some whiteboards, and hopefully I can show some examples on there. But enough all this rambling, announcements, and future things in the plans. I believe this is it. I believe I don't have anything else to say at the moment.
No, me either. So again, thank you guys for tuning in with us. Make sure that you subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to it at Eds. We're available everywhere, you guys. Comment, share this episode out, leave a review, and tell your friends about it. And also about our show as well, because you guys, we are in our fourth season, and we are doing great. So tell your friends about it. Tell your friends about the show. I didn't mean to cut you off, Andrew, on that.
Oh no, you're fine. I was about to say, we very soon, because I just received an email from Amazon. I believe Amazon Music or Amazon Audible, that they are trying to have all the podcasts on both Amazon and Audible. So pretty soon we will be on Amazon Music and Audible pretty soon. So right now they are trying to get all the podcasts together and so that they could be on that platform. I do not know when it will be launched. I do not know. All I know is that pretty soon we will be on Audible and Amazon Music. So stay tuned for that.
Yes.
Seriously, stay tuned for that. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Breaking news.
You guys, you can literally just find us anywhere. I mean, seriously, if you just search up Future Educators Talk, bam, there you go. We're there. So
right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys again for listening, and we will see you guys next time on a new episode of Future Educators Talk. So again, I am Damian Anderson.
And I'm Andrew FRETT, and we will see y'all next week, if I'm not mistaken, next week, with a brand new episode. Today's Monday, with a brand new episode of Future Educators Talk. Until then, we will see y'all next week. Take care.
Yes.
Of yourself during this difficult time.
Remember, you guys, the 3 simple: wash hands, maintain 6 feet distance apart, and wear your mask.
Mm-hmm. Wear your mask. That easy. 1, 2, 3.
Take care.
What's going on, everybody? It's KJ here, letting you know that if you have any questions or concerns about Future Educators Talk, stories to share, feedback to make our podcast better, reactions to the topics that we discuss, jokes to tell, or you would like someone for the co-host to interview, please let us know by direct messaging us on Instagram at Future Educators Talk, emailing us at futureeducatorstalk@gmail.com, or sending in a voice message to us by going to anchor.fm/futureedtalk. Click on the message tab to where you can record your question to us. Once again, we thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support, and we cannot wait for you to tune in for season 4.
Don't just listen to Future Educators Talk on your smartphone. Continue the conversation online. Like us on Facebook. Be a part of our conversation by telling us what you think of our episodes. Join us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content. Follow us on Twitter to stay up to date with what's happening on our podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss future episodes. And beyond, it's you who keeps Future Educators Talk going. So like, comment, share, subscribe, review, and connect everywhere with us. You get social. So let's listen together.